Hello, welcome to the Creators Guild podcast. I'm Chris Howell, and with me,
Jared Lovelady.
and we're here to talk about all things creative. And today, we are at Extremicon in St. Roberts, and we're going to go around and visit with a couple people. Hopefully, this time we will actually have audio that works.
Good audio. We've spent the money. We need the good audio.
Yeah, right. I mean, last time we were able to get through some of it. We accidentally muted like 3 interviews with people, and we didn't know till we got home and tried to put stuff together, and I'm like, I can't voice over our whole interview. So this time we're gonna do it right.
Yes.
So we're gonna go around, talk to a couple guests, and introduce you to some people at Extremicon. So we're here with R.W. Goldsmith, and you are an author.
I am.
By your table. For anybody watching on video, you can see he's set up here with us. He's right next door to us at Tremendicon. So if we need a cup of sugar, what's that? Extremicon. I got my cons mixed up. We're at Extremicon in St. Robert. But if we need a cup of sugar, we'll come right over here next door.
All right.
So you write, tell me, what do you write?
I write anywhere from science fiction to dark fantasy to horror.
Okay. Does your sci-fi side, does it flow into, because you have dark fantasy and horror, those are kind of connected at the hip.
My novel here, The Serpents of Eden, is a blend of science fiction, horror, and dark fantasy.
Okay. Ooh, all three mixed in
yeah.
there. So does it have, you've got the sci-fi and the horror, and then it's got magic elements within it for a fantasy or something else?
If you want to call it magic, it'd be of the similar lines of the Force.
Okay.
Not actually called magic.
Okay, not magic, but
it's still, to me, it puts it into the fantasy realm.
Yeah.
And the science fiction, there's time travel, there's post-apocalyptic worlds, so there's your science fiction element. And horror, well, there's basically monsters. So, yeah, it's a blend of everything.
Okay. And so all the books that you write, everything you write kind of fall into those 3 categories?
No, some is pure horror. Once in a while, if I write a very short piece, for some reason it ends up being crime.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I just end up writing crime stories when they're really short.
Yeah. Well, so we've had some conversations with different authors, and we're in the Writers Guild that we're part of. We talk about like what are the challenges of switching genres. And as an author, sometimes making that jump from genre to genre doesn't work real well. And so people will write under different pen names. But you've chosen, or you kind of seem to write in 3 that you can actually transition genre to genre and they flow well. And you jump from fantasy to sci-fi. Well, those are kind of connected at the hip. And then sci-fi, dark fantasy and horror. And then it's real easy to go from horror to mystery.
Yeah,
Like you can make those connections and get there. But there's even famous authors that they're like, well, I used to write slasher, bloody horror. I'm now going to produce a children's book. Probably put that under a different pen name.
Yes, yes.
So what is it? How did you get into writing? When did you first start?
Actually, I was in a Wild West reenactment group where we put on Wild West shows. It was a stunt team.
Okay.
And we needed a skit writer. And nobody stepped forward, so I said, well, let me give a shot at it. And I did that for about 15 years, and we became California state champions with those skits and won a bunch of awards and stuff. And I got really frustrated with it because we had about 10 people in our group, and I wanted to write skits that had 100 people in them. I mean, if I wanted the cavalry to ride in, I wanted the cavalry to ride in.
Yeah,
Well, we had to have one guy walk in because there were no horses.
Yeah.
And so I thought, let's try my hand at a longer piece that's not a skit.
Yeah.
And I wrote my first book was a 120,000 word Western, science fiction Western. And it was terrible.
Was
But
it
the one
like,
thing
Cowboys versus
but the-
Aliens, like right along?
No, different. They were actually finding there's old stories about pterodactyls in around Tombstone, and so I played that into it, the hunt for a pterodactyl.
Gotcha.
Anyway, from there I ended up writing that, which was terrible, but I went, well, if I can actually write a 120,000 word book, I
Yeah.
might as well sit down and learn how to write now.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, and I've been writing ever since.
Gotcha.
And my love is, I love science fiction, horror, and fantasy, dark fantasy. So
Gotcha.
I write what I like.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, Jared and I write high fantasy.
Yeah.
I read a lot of high fantasy. I read a pretty broad mix, so little pieces of ideas come in. I'm like, but that's the biggest thing people ask. Well, what's a really good tip for writing? And I'm like, write something you want to read.
Yes.
Write a story
I
that
agree.
you want to read.
I agree. I do not write for what's the big thing now. I write what I want to write, and hopefully I find people that want to read that also.
So you've got a few books on your table. What do you have that? What do you have here? Let's go across the gambit.
Oh, this is Bikini Bake Sale Massacre.
Okay.
It's a collection of my short stories
Okay.
that have been published in things like Cosmic Horror Monthly. This one here, California Screamin', that's an anthology. An English thing called K-Zine. Oh yeah, there's another one over there. I can't see it. Monster something.
Monster Tales.
Yeah, that's another British
Monster
anthology.
Tales. Okay.
And
then-
novel, The Serpents of Eden, that's the one that if anybody was going to read anything, that's the one I would tell them to read.
Yeah. Yeah, because this one, all the other ones have your stuff in them, but it's pieces mixed with other people's
except for
stuff.
this is all my work, but
Okay.
it's these books. I brought these in so people could see what
Gotcha.
they came from. But
Okay.
as you can see from my little thing over here, it's a desperate race across apocalyptic worlds where a mad demigod's promises of immortality threaten humanity's very existence. How can you resist
Right.
a plot line like that?
Exactly. Yeah, and it grabs all of those pieces that you were talking about.
I hope so.
So, yeah, that is a good line. For anybody looking, I'm going to grab this. For anybody watching on video, you got a really good image there to go off of too. Oh, Jared says I got to go down. Okay. Okay, very cool. Well, if any of our listeners want to find you, where can they go to find you? I see you on the back of your book. You've got richardwgoldsmith.com.
Let's see here.
So you got
it'd be www.richardwgoldsmith.com. I think that takes me to my website.
okay, and then where else can they find your book?
On Facebook.
Facebook?
It would be R.W. Goldsmith author.
Okay.
And,
Do you publish through Amazon? Through
this
any?
one, I self-published this one. This one here is the Serpents of Eden. That's through Running Wild Press.
Okay.
They're a Los Angeles publishing company.
Okay.
And
Go find you there. Go
well,
look for you in running.
you could find
Find
you could
Running
find my
Wild
book
Press
there,
and-
but the simplest way is to go to Amazon. I mean, just put in R.W. Goldsmith, and I should come up.
Okay. So go to Amazon. You'll find and search for R.W. Goldsmith. Go to richardwgoldsmith.com. Look up Running Wild Press. Are the anthologies available on Amazon or through your website as well?
I believe California Screaming is still available. K-Zine may be available. Cosmic Horror
Cosmic
Monthly.
Horror.
You have to actually get this through the company itself. through the publisher.
Yeah.
And this one's available on Amazon Kindle or Kindle Unlimited or
The
anything
Bikini
like that.
Bake Sale Massacre.
Yeah.
Has a lot of cooking recipes in it.
Oh yeah, it's it's what is it? It's classy tales of tasty horror. You can tell that because of the title.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
Okay. Well, thanks for taking some time to visit with you. We hope you have a great con.
thank you.
We'll see you a
And
little
what
bit
was
more
your
over the
name
weekend.
again?
I'm Chris.
Chris.
And behind the camera over there is Jared.
Jared. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, we will see you around. We'll visit with you some more.
All right.
Thanks.
Very good. Thank you.
We're here still at the con, Extremicon. I keep saying the wrong con name. So that's awesome. So still at Extremicon, and we are here with Atomic Broadcasting. And tell us, what do you do? Well, tell us who you are. Tell our friends listening who you are and what you do. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
My name is Sam Sarver. I run the podcasting network here at Atomic Broadcasting.
I'm Olivia Sarver. I'm Sam's wife and part of our friend group that does a lot of voice acting, writing. I also do a lot of our design work for the podcasts as well.
Yeah, she pretty much just designed everything here on the table that we give away, all of our logos and everything.
Yeah.
Does a great job. So what we do, though, is we are a storytelling podcast network.
Yes.
So a lot of what we have out currently are actual play podcasts. That's where we play a tabletop role-playing game, and we use that to facilitate the stories that we're telling. In that way, we have like a fantasy show called Written in the Lost. That is a weekly show that's kind of... We try and have that one as a vibe where you're just kind of hanging with us at the table while we're telling the story and having fun. We also do horror, where we have Records of the Unknown, which we edit that one where there's less game stuff and more just story stuff, kind of like a hybrid between an actual play and a radio drama.
Yeah.
So it's a little shorter, more seasonal format. That way people who are less interested in the game aspect can come and enjoy the horror anyway.
Yeah.
We also are just now starting to release a 6-issue miniseries called
Really?
Tales of the Shadows. It is the first one I've not been in, so it's fun. I get to just produce it. But it's like we play a game called Blades in the Dark. It's like a dark steampunk Victorian heist game
With ghosts.
with ghosts.
Okay.
Where the sun is gone and ghosts are everywhere, and they steal stuff.
Nice.
It's a whole different kind of game, but it's a lot of fun. We also have some scripted content that we're coming out with really soon. Actually, within the next 2 weeks, there's going to be a horror special that I wrote the script for that we've got all recorded. It's being edited right now. It's like a 50-minute just horror show called House on Valley Hill.
House on Valley Hill.
No, House on Valley Lane, actually.
Okay.
I misspoke there. But yeah, so we've got a lot of great voice actors locally. I've also reached out to some other people in the actual play community who have come in to do some more voices for it as well.
Nice.
And that should be coming out shortly on our Variety Hour feed. And we also have another scripted show that is finally getting edited really consistently. It's been kind of in editor limbo for like 2 years now, but it's looking like it's actually going to come out early next year, along
Nice.
with some other projects we have kind of floating around.
Some other, I think we counted like 40, so.
He always has like 50 more at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot going on at Atomic Broadcasting.
Yes.
And so are you going to transition? It sounds like you have a couple of projects that are game-centered, a couple of projects that are more story-centered. Are you going to keep running? Well, we're
about to
getting...
shut the side doors, so if you get something fast, that'll run in and out, in and out.
We'll edit that part out. Or have bloopers. So yeah, you have those two pieces, or two directions. Is it going to stay that way, or are you going to brand, or is there one area where you feel like in the future you're going to focus more, or?
So when we started out, we wanted to do both the scripted stuff for the storytelling as well as the game stuff for storytelling. Mm-hmm. The game stuff is a little quicker to produce. We discovered. And
imagine you can do it a little bit more on the fly because you create here's the scenario, and then wherever it goes, that's where it goes.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot of improv story
Yeah.
telling, and we found that kind of is quicker. It's also stuff we did in our free time anyway already.
Yeah.
So that slid into our lives a lot easier. The scripted stuff has taken a lot longer to come out because we've been releasing actual plays for about 2 years now.
Yeah.
And now we're doing the first scripted thing. We wrote the first scripted thing like 3 years ago, and realized the particular script we did had a lot more on the back end than we expected. So we've just learned a lot about that. So I'm hoping at this point we have a good flow between writing, getting the scripts all prepared, recording, and for the back end as well now with editors. So we're hoping to get more of that mixed in. Right now it looks like actual plays is still going to be our primary focus, with the scripted stuff moving in a little more heavily, hopefully. And then next year we're actually looking at opening up some streaming stuff where we'll be on camera, we'll be able to bring in more guests and do more gaming online to tell more stories. So they're a more diverse group of storytellers, so we get a lot of different voices in, a lot of different types of stories being told.
Now, do you go back and listen to like old radio drama stuff to get ideas and to come up with directions for, well, how should this story go, and how do you actually get this story element when it's just kind of like on the radio?
We're a big fan of that kind of stuff, old radio shows. That's part of what Olivia drew on for our little business cards here. So we want, with our scripted stuff, we want that kind of feel with it. We've done a lot more now recently, trying to listen back and see like how are they telling this kind of story, so we can kind of figure more. Because our first show called Oops, I don't think it was great. It sounds more like a Muppet show than it sounds like a old time radio show, which is fine and it's great and I love it. The horror
Does anybody
show,
say mana?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not quite.
Okay.
But House on Valley Lane, we recorded it in a way that was more, we tried to do kind of almost one takes through a lot of it. So a lot of it is kind of giving that vibe and that feel of someone at the mic on a radio show holding the script. So we're hoping that really helps elevate with that. And then for our other show that me and Olivia are both writing, we basically wrote it and then are rewriting it after we're kind of looking into pulp stories and how the pulp stories are told and narrated. And so we are drawing a lot of influence from that to be like, how do we want a narrator to sound? What kind of dialogue to action and like how that's treated. And how we do it. She's much bigger on listening to a lot of the old radio stuff than I've been. So her help on that is like super good. She's got really good direction with that.
Especially drawing from like 50s, 60s Superman radio show. That kind of narration and the way the characters talk is really, with the superhero script that Sam and I are currently working on, really what I'm trying to get worked into it, as well as some of the old horror, like CBS horror that you can find on YouTube, those old recordings of them. Just sort of the storytelling patterns and approaches.
Have you listened to any of Garrison Keillor?
I don't think I have, at least not knowing.
So there used to be on NPR I would listen to Garrison Keillor on Sundays. He would do stories of Lake Wobegon, and Lake Wobegon is a town. It's a fictional town that he created, and the tagline was Lake Wobegon, where the women are strong, the men are good looking, and the children all just a little above average. And then it's like these crazy story. It's kind of like listening to the audio version of the Red Green Show. Like a lot of the characters are like that, but it's all written and told for audio. And he had a stage production, but the story was all written for audio. And then there was the Garrison Keillor show, and he would every episode he'd tell stories of Lake Wobegon. He'd like interact with the crowd and stuff, and then he would have the story of Guy Noir, Private Eye, and it was like in a city that knows, in a city that knows how to keep its secrets, one man is still on the job. Guy Noir, Private Eye, But it was all that classic radio show style stuff, like everything to the footsteps coming into the room, and she walked into the room and she wore a dress that looked like it had been poured out of a champagne bottle, and whatever stuff like that. So yeah,
That does
Yeah.
sound familiar to me. The lake one, that sounds familiar. I don't know. I feel like I've been told about it before.
yeah. If you haven't, you should definitely go look up Garrison Keeler's stuff and listen to his some of it, like it's great. It's awesome. And that is like was my first Garrison Keeler was my first introduction to that type of stuff. Besides, old, like you were pointing out, the old Superman stories and stuff like that. Like I came across those at one point, and then I was like, oh, this is just like Garrison Keeler, But I'm like, no, those came way first. So, well, we're starting to get some crazy background noise because it's going to kick off. But where can people go to find you?
On most social media platforms, we're under just Atomic Broadcasting. If you want to listen to our stuff, we're on YouTube. Everything's just under Atomic Broadcasting, one umbrella. If you're on any other podcast platform like Spotify or anything like that, we're under both Written in the Lost as its own feed, as it's a weekly show. We don't want that feed to get cluttered with everything we do. And then everything else is on the Atomic Broadcasting Variety Hour. Now we're getting ready to record season 3 of Records of the Unknown, our horror show, and that's going to get its own feed later, kind of graduate out of the Variety Hour into its own show.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, thanks for visiting with us. We'll see you around at the con, and hopefully this audio comes through good since that mic turned on.
Oh, we're here the whole time.
Alrighty. Well, good to see you.
Yes, good to see you too.
We'll catch you a little later.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, we're still here at the con. I'm here with Mandy, and Mandy, you are...
So I the owner run Nocturnal Nerd Creations.
And that is... I know what nocturnal means. I know what nerd means. I know what creation means.
Right.
So, what is Nocturnal Nerd Creations? What do you do?
So I started off with 3D printing. And I mean, that's kind of like my first love, my first hobby is designing, printing, the creative aspect of it.
The nerdy creative aspect.
Yes, the nerdy creative aspect of it, because I do a lot of what I call functional fantasy.
Okay.
Because I mean, you have dice towers, you have book nooks, you have like yarn bowls. That's the shape of a.
What's a yarn bowl?
So essentially, this is a yarn bowl. The yarn, like a ball of yarn, sits in here.
Yeah.
You can put the.
Is a ball of yarn a skein? Is that a skein of yarn?
That is the.
Like, do I know? Am I smart? Am I smart? Do I know things?
It's the
I know skein has something to do with yarn.
Yes. It's the unrolled version. Like it's like when you go to Walmart and you see like the long little.
Okay.
Like that's.
So in an old time movie, when the little kid's sitting there with their hands and the grandma's doing this, they're taking this skein and turning it into a ball.
Right. Well,
okay.
The issue with the ball is...
I know things.
The issue with the ball is the fact that your
cat will play with it and knock it around
This
the floor.
sits it in here.
Okay.
So then it comes through here. You're knitting your...
Okay, so it's got a little guide so it can come out all neat and clean.
Exactly. You don't lose it. It doesn't roll away, that sort of thing. It also has places where you could put your hooks or your needles and scissors and that sort of thing. But it keeps it contained.
Yeah.
But it's a dragon.
Yeah.
It's a sleeping dragon.
It's a psychedelic dragon.
Right. Right. So I like to, so I think of it as like functional fantasy.
Okay.
And like the little fairy door book nooks. Like you can put this on a bookshelf, put whatever it is that you want in there, but it looks like a little fairy door.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. I've recently expanded into designing and creating magnets as well. So, and that's why I didn't want to limit myself to just 3D printing. And that's why I wanted to include creations. Because so then if I just keep continuing to grow and expand and that sort of thing, I'm not limited. Because if it's just Nocturnal Nerd printing,
then it's like, well, how does the other stuff fit?
Right. So then if I find other things that I enjoy doing, I can include those in what I do.
Gotcha. And with your book nook, so you have like this little fairy elf book nook. This one actually looks like a book.
Yeah.
Can these work? Are they heavy enough? Will they work as bookends? You put them on a shelf and actually prop your books against them, or do you have versions of that? Oh, right here.
Yep.
These are the bookends.
They're not necessarily heavy, no.
But they have the foot that helps hold them in place. Gotcha.
Exactly.
And yes, so you've got the cats here. Do you have other Bookends.
Not displayed currently,
displayed
but
right now.
I do have dragons. I have Phoenix. I have
Various.
Howling Wolves. Yes.
Yeah.
Like there's a number of different variations.
So depending on
that I
what
have.
your genre is that you're interested in, or if you're dividing up your shelf by, here's my fantasy,
Yes.
here's my
Yes.
dark horror, here's my whatever, you can be like, here's the fairy bookends, here's the dragon
Exactly, yep.
bookends, here's the werewolf bookends.
Yes. So
here's
there's a
the
number of different variations that you can choose from.
stabby knife bookends.
Yep.
Whatever.
And everything here is like what I love about it is everything's customizable. So somebody might like a black cat, but another person might want an orange cat.
Yeah.
You let me know, we can make it happen. Like you're not limited to just what you see at this table. Like it can be any color, it can be like you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller.
Yeah.
You're not limited.
Gotcha. Now, how did you end up? I mean, you said this is like your first hobby and what you really dove into. How did you get into this?
That's a bit of a funny story. So my ex got into 3D printing. And so I learned a little bit, but I was just like, that's his hobby. I'm not going to worry about it, that sort of thing. He didn't have much luck with it. But because of the fact that I was kind of thrown into that world by learning things and knowing how to do things, I kind of started picking up and seeing different creators and different designers do things. So then like I have like 3 different designers that I work with, and that's a lot of their stuff that I print, as well as designing my own things. But I kind of grew and grew and grew, and I had better success with it than he did. So then it started as a hobby and then came a business that I love.
Yeah.
So.
And do you have an online store? Do you go mainly to cons? How do you reach out?
Yeah, so mainly to cons and vendor events. I do have a Facebook that anybody can reach out to me if they want to order anything specifically, because I had to revamp Etsy. Because Etsy changed rules. If you don't put your own hands on it and design it, you can't sell it on Etsy anymore.
Yeah.
And so that, like somebody like myself, who I'm licensed to sell with specific designers, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I can't sell their designs on Etsy anymore. So then I'm limited to what I can sell on Etsy in terms of like, but I do things like custom name keychains.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you go to like the gas station and you see all the name keychains? I've started designing name keychains to where somebody who might not be able to have a spelling, find their name spelled at a gas station, can order and get their name spelled. Like it's so like this.
Yeah, there's
like my sister Emily.
Yeah,
but
Emily with the double E at the
exactly.
end. Exactly.
She's never going to be able to find a keychain with her name on it.
Yeah.
So then I can design, and anybody's name could be done like this.
Yeah.
And like I have different variations that I can do and that sort of thing. But I can put those on Etsy. So I'm trying to revamp things and turn them into, I'm currently in the process of trying to find an alternate version of what I can do.
Are you going to do name tags or the custom names like that you can slap on the side of a Coke can where someone is like Jake and you're like, nope, Emily?
That's not a bad idea.
Be hard to stick it off, but cozy or 3D printed.
Yeah,
3D
essentially,
printed cozy,
that's kind of what I'm thinking is like, those little like you get with the coffee cups, like the little
the sleeve that you put on.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
That's
3D printed sleeve that collapses. Have it kinematic, so it collapses, and you just pop it open, and this is Emily's cup.
That's not a bad idea.
Bottle, whatever.
Yeah.
And then just put it back in your pocket.
Huh.
So there you go. There's an idea. You
Right.
can design it, whip it out.
Exactly.
Next week, you get your custom can holder.
Right.
Okay. Well, so you said you're on Facebook. How can people connect with you on Facebook?
Yeah, so the page is its name is Nocturnal Nerd Creations. It has my logo on there, and I'm even posting about Extremicon today. So if anybody's looking at it, they can see that I'm talking about it. We're here.
Okay, very good. Well, thanks for taking some time to visit with us. We love your 3D stuff, functional fantasy, Nocturnal Nerd Creations.
Yes.
So go look them up on Facebook,
Thank you.
and if you get a chance to come to Extremicon this weekend, come
I'd love
pay her
it.
a visit. You
Absolutely.
can find all her stuff on the table. Okay. Well, thanks a lot. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
around the con.
All right.
So we're here with Richard Beauchamp, right?
Yep.
Okay. We were just talking about how to pronounce it, and as soon as I went to say it, I was like, I'm going to say this wrong. So.
Right.
Okay. So you write horror.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I mostly write. Yeah.
Okay. What type? So there's dark fantasy. There's like what specifically kind of area do you fall under?
I would call my stuff like Southern Gothic, like dark Southern Gothic.
Okay.
A lot of my stuff takes place like in the Ozarks. That's where I'm from, in Southeast Missouri.
Okay.
And you know, a lot of, if I had to compare it to like an author, I'd say like maybe if Stephen King and Flannery O'Connor had a child, that would
Gotcha.
be, you know.
That would be one interesting looking child.
Yeah. You know, a lot of Southern characters, which I know Missouri is technically the Midwest, but it's certain places you go down, we got a lot of hills and hollers. It's almost like Appalachia country.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I set my stone at.
Okay. So how did you get into what pulled you into writing horror in the Heartland?
Well, I mean, I've always been an avid reader of horror books in general, and I noticed, you know, like Stephen King has Maine, Joe Lansdale has Texas, and besides Mark Twain, there isn't really a horror writer who bases a lot of his stuff in Missouri, and I wanted to sort of turn my home state into that mythological area, you know. But I want to have my own version of Derry, Maine, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Gotcha. So from a kind of a genre or writing style where you said like Stephen King, he has various things where maybe it's you get like alien input or supernatural or things like that. How does yours compare? What?
I mean, I kind of dip my toe in all the subgenres of horror, you know. So there's like historical horror that has some paranormal stuff. There's other things where it's like psychological, where the humans are the horror, you know.
Yeah.
So it depends on which book of mine you open up. I kind of do a little bit of everything in terms of that.
Gotcha. So you've got a few books on the table here. What have you got offering today at Extremicon?
So these are most of these books were previously published with indie publishers, and I've gotten the rights back and self-published them.
Okay.
And the newest ones I have out is this one. It's called Devil Makes Three. It just came out a couple months ago, and it's 3 novellas in one, or short novels, whatever you want to call them. And that's the one I've been pushing heaviest because that's the one that just came out. And then the other one that also has been popular is one called Thrall. That's up there. It's
okay.
Yeah.
Yep. See it right over here.
Yeah. This is sort of like so I'm a musician when I'm not writing horror, and that's sort of a
Got the guitar graveyard.
Yeah. It's sort of a blend of my love of metal and my love of horror together. So,
Okay.
And the rest of these are like short story collections. It's usually even though I have novels out, I consider myself a short fiction author. So.
Okay. Now, how do the different stories connect together?
Most of them do, yeah. I have a pretty big shared universe. So some of them don't connect directly, but you'll see characters that show up in some books that have been mentioned in other books that have like main plot lines. And that's the only thing like Stephen King does, you know, where all his books are connected in the most tangential ways. And I like authors that do that. So I wanted to add my own universe. So, yeah.
Okay, so they all and they're all centered around locations. So, like with Derry, Maine, is there a location in Missouri that you're like, this is kind of the central hub of the horror that takes place?
Yeah, I got a couple that are like fictional counties that are in Missouri, and also northeastern Arkansas, that part of the Ozarks. So I have like there are like 4 or 5 counties where all my stories are set in, and they're all connected, and sometimes they cross state lines and stuff, but. Yeah, I would say that chunk of just the entire Ozark Plateau, I have areas that I write in, fictional towns and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Do you go back and pull anything like from actual historic events? Be like, all right, we're going to pull the Baldknobbers in here and get some feuds and.
Absolutely, that's where I started from. As I was reading local history. You know, depending on where you're at, every Walmart, every Barnes and Noble will have like a local interest section of like local history, and I started getting really into the history around where I'm at, and people don't realize it because they think of, you know, spooky wood stuff. They always think of Appalachia, and the Ozarks has just as much like deep lore. Like you mentioned, the Baldknobbers, that's one of them. You know, a lot of during the Civil War, we had a lot of really bad. It was basically a lawless country. A lot of horrible things going on. So like my historical horror novel, And They Will Suffer, is kind of ties into that. It has a supernatural spin on it, but. That one's set during the Civil War. So yeah, a lot of local history goes into my books. I kind of rewrite things, as you'd say, for some of them. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
If from a introduction to your stuff, do you have like a target age group? If you're like a young teenager, kid,
18 and up.
18 and up. Okay.
These are definitely mature books. I am
Gotcha.
writing a young, I wouldn't call it young adult, maybe like Goosebumps level horror fiction, because I've had enough people at these events. So I'm like, I wish you wrote something a little more tame for my kids. So I am working on something like that right now. But for everything on this table, it is definitely 18 and up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So it is not we're going to pan the camera out the window.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Things are shown on the page for sure.
Okay.
So
for anybody who's interested in horror in the Ozarks, or horror, Heartland and horror. Sorry.
Yeah.
For Heartland horror, where can they go to find you and to find your books?
well, all my books are right now available through Amazon on Kindle Unlimited. So you can read them for free if you got Kindle Unlimited. You can also go to my website where I have author copies directly. I'll sign them for you, and you usually get freebies like bookmarks, stickers, and all that if you buy direct to the website. And right now I'm looking to publish wide. I will eventually do that, and so hopefully I'll get my stuff in like Barnes & Noble and all that. But right now I'm beholden to Amazon for the moment. So.
Okay. And your website, what is your website?
It is www.richardbeauchampauthor.com.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing with us. We appreciate it. Interesting stuff. I like the idea of Derry in Missouri.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
The lore that exists here. So
yeah, I appreciate being on your podcast. Thank you for talking to me.
Yeah, thank you. If you want to find some interesting horror, Richard Beauchamp, check it out, and we'll see you around the con.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Thank you. We're here with Kelly from, is it Knot Engineering?
Knot Engineering, correct?
And you do knots.
I do knots, yes, I do.
Yes, and for anybody who is listening and not watching, you're missing out on some friggin' amazing stuff.
Thank you.
So you literally do knots.
I do, yeah.
And you make why don't you tell me?
Well,
tell us about Knot Engineering.
My brand is I crochet plushies, so stuffed animals, and mostly geared towards dragons and fantasy, and Pokemon are some of my favorite things to crochet, and all the things that I loved to do as a kid, and that's just I've been crocheting since I was 10 years old, and I kind of got into what they call amigurumi is the term for it.
Okay.
For the art of creating the stuffed animals. But I got into that a couple of years ago and just kind of ran with it.
And it's like, amigurumi is like origami, but with yarn.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or with, like, what is this made of?
So it's made out of yarn, but it's made out of what they call, I guess, plush yarn.
Okay.
And it's just a thicker material. There's this one here, the big dragon, is made out of chenille. So it's kind of got a different kind of a sheen to it. So there's different like textures that you can use. A lot of my stuff is made out of like blanket yarn. But yeah, just pretty much.
I'm just reaching and touching.
No, go for it.
Like, touch things.
Yeah, no, that's what they're here for. That's what they're here for.
Yeah, this is like the cool. I saw the what is this thing again?
Snorlax.
The Snorlax.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I turned around because our booth is over there.
Yeah.
I turn around and I'm like, what in the heck is that?
Yep.
And then I'm like, that looks like somebody crocheted this giant thing. And then I stood up and looked and I'm like, all of that looked like you like crocheting magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing crocheting plushies? How long did it take you to learn how to crochet?
I mean, the crocheting plushies, as long as you follow a pattern, as long as you know how to crochet. I mean, like I said, I've been crocheting for pretty much my whole life. But I don't know. I don't remember what actually got me into it. I think I just saw like a post somebody posted on Instagram or something.
Yeah.
And I thought this is like the coolest thing ever. And I know how to crochet, so let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
And
I have a friend that I used to work with, and she would crochet stuff and bring it in, and I send her random stuff that comes up where I'm like, hey Sarah,
can you make this?
I'm gonna send you this like. Here's somebody that like lederhosen,
yeah,
with
goodness.
shorts and everything, like, or here's crocheted pants, or they have like the big crocheted Viking beard, and I'm like, why don't you make this?
Yeah.
But this stuff is like next level, crazy,
It's just fun. That's really why I do it. I do it for the joy.
Yeah. I mean, so like this, how long would it take you to make this little winged dragon?
That dragon, probably, I think this guy probably took me about 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem like that long.
I know. I'm like, I would think this would take a lot longer than that. I mean, but I'm also coming from me, where I'm like, if I would be like, loop, be like, 72 hours later, I have a blob that is supposed to be a dragon.
Well, the first thing I made looked like a blob. I made an octopus for the first one, and it is nobody wants to see it.
Not so much an octopus.
Not so much an octopus anymore. But no, I mostly got into it, I guess, because of my kids. I've got 3 little ones, and they all, every 5 minutes, Mom, can I have a plushie? Mom, can I have a stuffy? I'm like, no, you can't, but I can make one. So let's go give it a shot.
Now, are you teaching them how to?
My daughter,
are they learning the craft?
Yes, my daughter knows how. My boys are a little bit younger. They keep asking me to teach them, but they have an attention span of about a gnat. So it's like 30 seconds, and they're like, I'm bored of this, Mom. So eventually, I think they'll probably get into it. But my daughter's gotten pretty good at it. So.
Yeah. Now, do you mostly cons? Do you sell on online or anything?
I have a website online, notengineering.com, but I haven't actually sold anything online yet. So everything that I've sold has been in person, which is where I love getting the reactions of people walking up like the, oh my gosh, I love that. Like that's the kind of thing that fuels me, that makes me want to keep going, because this isn't really for profit. This is just for fun.
Yeah. Well, like walking past and seeing these, I mean, one, you have a really good professional design on your tags and your advertising and everything like that. The downside of that is when you walk by and you're like, well, where did they order this from, and stick on the table?
Yeah.
But it's not.
Right.
Like, you made all this.
I did, yes.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, I get that question a lot of, did you make all of this? I'm like, yeah, of course I did. Like, it's not a reseller, it's just, it's what I used to do in my free time to stay calm. I work full time. I am a mechanical engineer, which is where the engineering came from.
I'm a mechanical engineer too.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, that's just kind of where it evolved from. But it was like my downtime. This was my me time. And every time I like to crochet in public, I guess. I don't know if that's a weird thing, but, I bring my project bag everywhere that I go. So everyone's like, oh, you should sell your stuff. You should sell your stuff. I'm like.
And you're like, guess what?
Here's now I do. Now I do. Here's my card. But, yeah. So.
Yeah, really cool. I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm just like looking around, like all the cool little things.
Yeah.
The little Grokus.
Little Grokus.
Everything. There's so many little things. Like all of this just seems like, from a complexity perspective, like, do you come up with patterns on your own at this point? Are there things that you're like, I want to try to make X, Y, or Z?
My ponies are my pattern. These guys here.
Really?
These are my pattern, which it's not officially out yet, but this was the first thing that really kind of caught my attention, because my daughter loved My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Every time I searched for, because most of this stuff I've paid for patterns or free patterns online or whatever, they're all over the place right now.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find a pattern I liked, and I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I've done this for a long time, and maybe I'll come up with something cool, and
yeah,
kind of worked out.
So which one is this?
My friendship pony.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
it's based on Applejack, but I don't have her.
You don't have the official.
I don't have the official. I'm not supposed to have the official.
This is not Applejack.
It's just an orange pony with yellow hair.
Yes.
Yes.
This is Snapple Pack.
It is, absolutely.
What was it? You had the Transformers and then the GoBots back in the day,
Yeah.
GoBots actually came first.
GoBots came first before Transformers? Okay. Well, I just know they seemed a lot cheaper. So.
Yeah.
But their cartoon aired like a week before Transformers.
Oh, gotcha. They just got beat out by marketing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just need to market Snapple Pack.
That's what it is.
A lot.
But yeah, that's this is the most, I guess, complex pattern that I've come up with. Some of the stuff I have is freehanded.
Yeah.
Just looking at an image and trying to come up with it. But yeah, most of my stuff that I've at least made out here is patterns that I paid for. Other creators that I've followed and mostly admire.
Yeah.
So There's a lot of cool stuff out there.
So I will say, from Jared's perspective, one of the next things you need to do is a Ford Mustang.
A Ford Mustang.
Yes. Ford must notice the shirt and the hat.
I can't say I've ever crocheted a car, but I mean, there's got to be a first time for everything, right?
There you go. You have a great big, like a, that size Ford Mustang. And Jared will be like, sold, done.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is really cool. It's really cool.
Thank you.
So, notengineering.com. And for those listening, it's not with a K.
Not with a K.
As in tying a knot. So, not engineering, and it's just notengineering.com.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Facebook, Instagram.
I've got
anything
Facebook
like that?
and Instagram.
Okay.
I can't say I'm the best poster because like I said, I have a full-time job and 3 kids. So, but yeah, I've got an Instagram, Facebook page, anything. I do custom orders. I'll ship anywhere.
Do you do on any of your Instagram or anything like that? Do you do videos of talking and being like, I'm crocheting this and here's what I'm making and here, anything like that?
I have done one crochet with me video on my Instagram, but there was no talking. So
Gotcha.
It was just kind of showing it.
Just play some music going in the background. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't really dealt much with voiceovers yet.
Yeah.
It's a little intimidating for me.
And your Instagram, is it not engineering as well?
Yeah,
it's all connected?
not
or?
underscore engineering.
Okay, so not underscore engineering on Instagram.
Yeah, for Instagram.
And Facebook, just not engineering.
Not engineering LLC, I think is what the page is called. So.
All right.
All of those.
Really cool.
Yeah.
So go look up not engineering, buy stuff.
Yeah.
It's really cool stuff. And the fact that this person sitting right here, handmade, all of this is pretty amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
So
appreciate that.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for having a chat with us. And I will send everybody your direction.
I would love
it because this is pretty cool.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, we'll see you around the con. Thanks for chatting.
Sounds good. Thank you.
We are now here with Chris and Kimmy, Wolfay Works.
That's right.
And you do laser engraving.
I do a lot of laser engraving, yes. I have a lot of hobbies, but this is my primary business. Yeah.
Okay. So I see lots of different, it looks like Celtic art and cartoonish Dracula and little cows and dice stuff, like functional stuff. So you do a little bit of everything.
I do whatever interests me. I basically will not make something if I don't like it.
Gotcha.
If I just think it's okay and someone requests it, that's fine. I'm not going to stop someone from getting something they really want or love just because I don't like it. But if I'm just making it for me to sell, when someday it might be on my walls, if no one buys it, I have to like it. So.
Gotcha. So you've got some different things like. What kind of functional things do? Because you have a few different things that look like they fit together like puzzles.
Yeah. Well, I have a couple of actual puzzles that I've lasered and painted.
Okay.
I have banks. I have some things that hold minifigures and dice.
Okay.
These are DM screens.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, very cool.
All wood and in this case leather.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that is my
Very
biggest
nice.
pet peeve. Unlike a lot of laser artists, I will only use wood for my most stuff. I don't use, any of the, particle board or MDF, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't use any of that. I use wood, which, unfortunately killed my first laser because of all the sap wood has. But, but yeah, that's just, I love natural stuff, so that's why I primarily use wood. But I have the coasters that are slate, and one of my things that I love the most is my gems in my jewelry, because you see them in metal, you see them in twisted wire and things like that, but no one was putting them in wood.
Okay.
So that's one of my things that I love designing those, because I design, I get a bunch of my art from different things online. I don't hardly use any kind of AI generated stuff. Almost all of mine are stuff that I've bought somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, anything that you see that is like a design, I generally have to put those together and design them the way that I want them. So
Gotcha.
I'm not very artistic, I can't draw, but I can definitely organize things, make them different shapes, and put things together. Like this one was a Celtic cross and a heart, and they weren't originally together, so I lined them up perfectly and got the shape I wanted. But yeah, and I've been doing this for just a couple years now. This is only my second year of doing any kind of convention type things. So we're in Lebanon, Missouri.
Okay.
And like I said, I take all sorts of, anybody, for the most part, you can do any kind. I won't do anything that is copyrighted specifically at shows like this. But if I'm selling this to an individual, you're not going to resell it or whatever, then I don't usually mind doing something that's copyrighted. But I won't do it at my shows. So
yeah. So do you do like you have some up here? You've got the gems and trinkets with like stone and stuff in there.
Yes.
Do you do any of that cutting yourself, or do you design it around the stones and things that you get?
First, I find a stone that I really like the stone, and that usually inspires some kind of shape around it. So then I design it, and usually it takes 2 or 3 tries to get the actual hole the right size, because no matter how many times I measure the stone, it always is the wrong size.
Yeah. Now, not to throw another hobby at you, but have you thought about doing rock tumbling? And doing your own,
I have
getting into your
definitely
own
looked
stuff.
at them. I have definitely looked into it for sure. I have way too many hobbies already. So I knit, and I have all my animals. I have sheep, and
you could be while you're out taking care of the sheep. You put the knitting down, take care of the sheep, and you see the rock that the sheep has eaten the grass and down to, and you're like, oh, there's some rocks, and you throw them in, and they're just over there tumbling. While you go back to knitting and laser engraving.
Oh, this I'm sure
it's perfect.
Someday.
It all fits together.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
I'm building a plan for you. Then you could be like, here's my laser engraved stuff, and here's my things over here. Here's these with rocks, the stones, and look at all these cool stones. See? I'm helping you build your business here.
You sure are. You're filling the rest of my half-hour free time.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of it's been also just the right stones. Like the box over there, it's backwards, but it got built around a dungeon theme because we came across another seller who had carved that up.
Okay.
So she built the whole thing around that. Like this had a very sea quality to it. So built the whole
you get the
sea-themed
ocean box.
around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever I can, the stone inspires is what I end up creating. So.
Gotcha. So really, it's just a plethora of whatever it is that sparks your interest.
For the most
That's
part,
what you go
yes.
after.
Or like one of my Facebook friends at some point was just looking for somebody to make her a certain type of shelf. And when she showed us in like a group that she was looking for, I was like, oh, I could definitely make you something like that, even though I had never made a shelf before. You can see like my ones I have over here, but the ones that I had made her was a panda and it has 3 shelves.
Yeah.
And that inspired me to start making other shelves. And then I was like, well, if I can make a shelf, I can make things with hooks on them and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
Like so, as I always tell people, if you can tell me what you want, I can usually make it. But I don't have a limitless imagination. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, very cool. So if people want to find you and see what you do and follow you, how can they do that?
My website is wolfaeworks.com.
And that's for those listening, WOLFAE works.
.com.
So like Wolf Fae, but with one F, all one word.
That is correct. And I'm also on Facebook with the same extension. I technically have an Instagram, but I very rarely post to it. So usually Facebook or my website is the 2 easiest ways to find me.
Okay. And that would be both if they want to follow you and see what you have going on, and also if they're like, oh, hey, I really like that box and I want you to send it to me.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, you could place orders through my website. You could just message me for like any kind of custom order. You could go through my website itself and request something custom or a certain amount of something.
Etsy store.
Yep, I also have stuff on Etsy as well.
Okay.
But yeah, those are usually the easiest ways to find me.
Okay. Well, very cool. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to visit with us, and we'll see you around the con.
It's been a pleasure, and you have a great one.
Thank you.
Mine is
Wing it completely.
Yeah, I've been doing my show for like a year, and I've never come in with a topic. We just sit down and start going.
Yeah. We have...
We tried to do it that way, but every time you try to get up, you're off the rails within like the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. we have somebody who comes on, like she's on about every 6 weeks. She's actually our editor, and she comes on and brings like a specific writing topic.
Right.
And then we talk, like it's an educational learning with Liz is what we call it. Like then we mostly stay there, but
stay on target as the Luke Skywalker would say.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, do your thing, man. Let's go.
We're already recording. Okay.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, we're just
going.
Yeah, we clip out and piece stuff together. So
that's what I do too.
Yeah.
They're gonna clip out all the profanity and the middle fingers.
Yeah. Okay, so we're here with John Anderson.
Greetings all.
And John you have quite the varied background. You have your podcast that you do, which I just subscribed to it yesterday. So say it again, the
Trick Talking Meat podcast.
Trick Talking Meat podcast, and it's just kind of chaos.
We make fun of things. We talk about movies. We talk about nerd stuff. It's just kind of whatever the flavor of the week is.
Gotcha.
Whatever you're feeling froggy for at the moment. Okay, so we'll make fun of Hogan beer. We'll make fun of stuff. Just
lots of making fun of stuff.
Well, I don't want to say teasing and poking bears, I guess, is what it's.
Yeah.
I would be remiss. I made a whole episode about Hulk Hogan's beer. I'd be still remiss if I didn't admit that guy would kick my ass.
Yeah, but how are you the same? Is he an inch taller than you? Is Hogan 6?
I think I'm taller than Hogan.
Because you're
like 6'7", 6'8".
Okay, I couldn't remember if he was 6'7" or 6'9".
I thought he was like 6'5" or 6'6".
Maybe I'm way off. Maybe I'm way off.
They always kind of fib on the wrestling stats. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Their actual height and the 3 or 4 inches they added to them.
Yeah, it's like a high school basketball team when it's like they're calling out the starting lineup at 6'2", and you're like, I know that guy. He's 5'11". What are you talking about?
There's no way.
Yeah. So standing next to John, he's got some height on him.
Right.
So.
Freak.
Yeah.
Well, I would take these photos at these shows, man, and then you see them on Facebook like a week later, you're like, God, I'm a mutant.
Yeah.
I'm like a foot taller than everybody. I'm like
hey, it makes life interesting. You get to see everything from a different plane.
Right. I do get irked out too when I meet a taller person. Man. Like, that's what this is like.
Yeah, right? That's my 2 oldest boys. So I'm 6'2", and they are.
Have they outgrown you?
They're 6'5", 6'6". Well, my youngest son is now, he's 6'4"-ish.
Right. Have they beaten you at anything yet?
No.
No. You still got time. Once it starts, it never stops.
Yeah.
Video game, basketball, whatever. Yeah.
They would beat me. No. They beat me at video. I'm not as into video gaming as they are. So they beat me at that.
Once that domino falls, you know you're in trouble.
But we had just last week. We had a push-up competition at their request.
Right.
So they couldn't beat me on push-ups yet. So. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You're a good man, Trevor.
Yes. Very good.
Moving on.
So you have posters across your board here. You've been in. I looked up your pulled up IMDb.
Sure.
You've been in a lot of different movies.
A lot of stuff.
And I'm like, that is what I would love to do.
It was a lot of work.
Is just go be in movies for fun.
It's a little tougher than that. But I mean, I tell anybody who's trying to get into acting, go do background, man. You'll get on the set, you'll get your foot in the door, and you'll learn everything faster than you would at any school.
But is it actually fun, exciting to just be there and be part of creating movies?
Yeah, that's my drug, man. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Occasionally you might catch me, but that's my high. I love going and being involved in movies. It's fun. I love movies. I've been watching movies since I was a kid. I was a loner kid, an introvert. So yeah, I'm a vast library of useless knowledge of film and television.
Yeah.
Video store for years.
But it's not useless here.
Right.
You are in, like, all of that can come out.
A satisfaction when you kind of look. I was going to say, like, there's a certain satisfaction of, like, your parents, your ex-girlfriends, teachers. Comic books are never going to get you anywhere in this world. And you're like, well, they kind of did.
Well, actually, yeah. So how did you get started?
The bigger satisfaction is when I actually had an ex-girlfriend contact me and asked if I would send her kids and her husband some signed stuff. I'm like, no, I'm good. You come to the show and buy one if you want.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right. That is awesome. That was kind of like, all right, I got some juice.
Yeah. Yeah, so
how loser? You didn't like any of this stuff 10 years ago, you know?
Yeah, right. It's like, what's the song? He was a skater boy.
Yeah.
She said, "See you later, boy."
Right.
You know?
That's exactly it. So
this is your version of Skater Boy.
Right. Nerdy Boy.
Yeah.
My song would have been.
Yeah, I mean, you've been just looking across, you've been Spider-Man, Black Panther, Guardians.
You liked the little Marvel run there, didn't we?
Yeah. And then like the show Sleepy Hollow, you're in that. And then I looked up, you've got two movies that you were in 2020 and 2024. Gosh dang it! Both because I'm like, now I have to go watch these movies to be like, hey, that's him.
It's him. Was it Tag?
No.
Ask me about Tag. I don't know.
No, it wasn't Tag. It was gosh dang it!
Was it a horror movie?
There was Deadlines. Yes.
And then It All Ends, I think.
Yes, It All Ends. Those are the two. Yeah. Those are the two most recent ones that I saw that you were in.
They're doing little independent horror movies are coming back in a big way.
Yeah.
Fun movies. Deadlines right there. You know?
Oh, nice.
Deadlines.
Yeah. On Blu-ray.
Right.
Yeah. So how did you dive in and even?
My buddies. Are you talking about those two movies?
Just in general.
How'd you? A Facebook ad one night after work, seeking tall, skinny, ugly guy with crooked teeth for a movie.
Really?
Yep. And about a year of auditions and going back and forth to Atlanta, it turned out to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Really?
Too, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Started at the top of the mountain, so to speak. So, and then from there, it's like, hey, we're doing Spider-Man next door. When that wrapped, you want to come over and be in Spider-Man? Sure. You know.
So how long have you been doing films then?
About 2015, almost 10 years now.
Okay. Okay, so this wasn't something you started off in.
This was something I fell ass backwards into.
Gotcha. What were you doing before that?
Yeah.
So
I answered a Facebook ad and it just kind of snowballed from there. And I was nice enough, got on the set. And, you want to go do this next? Sure. And then the crew moved over to a different movie, and I just kind of moved with them. And hey, we're going to New Orleans to do this, and you want to come? So I'd go down there and do stuff, and come back. And now we're going to do Black Panther in Atlanta. Do you want to come back? And,
really? That's like the best.
It's like the traveling circus almost.
So you were actually a grocery store manager?
Yeah.
Or was
I was working at Publix as a produce manager. I was a produce manager at that point. I think I was just working there part-time and just fell into it.
That's like the best story I've ever heard. Just I was a grocery store manager and someone said, "Do you want to be in a movie?" Yes.
Sure. I really thought it was going to be like a Walking Dead zombie, like a background guy.
Yeah.
I was like, that'd be fun for a weekend.
Yeah.
Do a little makeup and stuff. You can have a cool story later on in life. But yeah,
right?
Who knew it was going to be this multi-million-dollar movie and you would end up as that guy.
Right. Yeah. Now you've got 10 years of cool story.
10 years of weird stories,
yeah.
Somebody said I should write a book. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, why not? We wrote a book.
Diary of a Wage Slave. That's minimum wage slave. That's
So do you have anything, I mean, are you like pushing forward with acting and movies and whatnot? Or
occasionally, and I still do get calls from people to do stuff. I've got 2 limited movies I'm going to work on at the end of this year and beginning of next year, and then the podcast has blown up.
Yeah.
I am a wise ass by birth. People seem to think that my opinion on things is funny, and we're just really kind of moving forward with that more than anything.
Yeah, that's awesome. I heard, so our booth is right across from yours, and so we've heard you telling little
anecdotes
and little stories of things. You were in Godzilla.
Yes.
And I didn't know they used rounds or ammo.
They have prop guns.
Prop guns, but
we have a gunsmith on the set.
Yeah.
Got like a gun wrangler, and they do fire blank. They fire blank ammunition. A lot of movies now will digitally add the flashes on the muzzles and add it in later. But in this case, they were firing thousands of rounds of Invisible Godzilla.
Yeah.
You cannot recycle brass. You cannot reload on a movie set for safety. Obviously, we don't want a Brandon Lee situation. Rest his soul. They would sweep this stuff up, throw it in the garbage can, and after one of the takes, I ran out there and started loading my pockets with these shell casings. And the director looked at me and said, "John, you think of garbage on the set?" I said, "These are Godzilla bullets, man.
Right?
These were shot at Godzilla." I'm a nerd from the '80s. I watch that shit every Sunday. And it kind of started to trick me. We kind of looked at each other and like, yeah, I want one of those. That is a good idea,
You're like, no, why did you have to say anything?
Right. I kind of shut down the set for 20 minutes while everybody was trying to run around and grab those shell cans. And then finally they're like, well, put them in a bucket. Yeah. Take them when you leave. Everybody just go back to work. Get you started. Yeah, I'm sorry. So I have like a Ziploc bag full of shell casings and shot at Godzilla. I think that's rad. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I find that entertaining.
For sure. I think that is an awesome story.
Right. I think everybody steals something from movie sets and TV shows. I don't know. Maybe not everybody, but most people.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Ryan Reynolds stole Deadpool costumes.
He didn't even front about it. Like, I took it.
Yeah.
But look how much free press and advertising the studio got out of that.
Exactly.
There's an old legend too that they wouldn't let Patrick Stewart keep his next gen uniform, his Captain Picard uniform.
Really?
Yeah, like he had to fight for years to get one. Like Paramount said, absolutely not. He even offered to buy it from the studio.
Yeah.
Like, I'll pay for the material and whatever it was. It cost. They said no, and I think he was on like Carson or like Jimmy Kimmel or one of those night shows. They actually tracked one down and got a producer, like one of the studio heads, to give it to him.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of these like
20 years later though. It's like
the next day, I don't know where that suit went.
That's exactly what I would have done. I would have just, I don't know. Did you watch Picard season 3? I wanted one of those leather jackets that they were wearing in the 3rd season. I thought that would be cool. Even Briggs told me he was going to try and steal one. They caught him.
Yeah.
We were talking about yesterday, the day before. You were talking about your military stuff you couldn't keep.
Yeah.
My dad was in the Air Force, and he said a lot of guys' helmets would disappear.
Yeah. Guys' helmets ended up at the pawn shop.
Yeah.
They ended up
I don't know what happened to that.
Shop or misplaced out in the desert somewhere. Like, it just seems like a really crucial piece of hardware that I wouldn't want to misplace. If I'm going to be sent into the middle of an active war zone, the helmet ain't the one I want to forget.
Yeah.
I may not need the camping shovel or, the waterproof toilet paper. I think I'd probably keep a clean eye on.
Yeah.
What's up? I'm being a traitor and doing a twofer. Gary Rogers, everybody, of Extremicon. Helmet
I
is
feel
not
betrayed. My vendors, my guests.
Right. I did yours first.
He was on ours. We had.
Technically I was the first one.
Oh well, Mr. Fancy Pants. I bet he thinks he's better than the rest of us now.
Yeah.
He's got underwear with good elastic in them,
Yeah.
They're gonna last at least for one more day.
Right. Mine are gonna be like dental floss by just an elastic band blowing away in the wind. Yeah, I don't think I'd misplace an Army helmet though. I'm gonna get shot at. I want everything I got to protect me from that.
Yeah, but from a movie set perspective, it would be really. It'd be really hard to keep track of a lot of movie set stuff without people just being like, well, thank you very much.
I wouldn't try and take like a prop or something like a costume, but like, hey, there's like a little leaflet from some Comic-Con scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't gonna miss that. It's 8x10, you made it on a Xerox.
Yeah. Having some of that original stuff. And
crap that I've always stolen from that movie sets, you wouldn't even be able to identify it unless I told you where it was from and what it was from. I do have some stuff. They did give me some stuff from like Guardians of the Galaxy I have in the collection. But
yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Some of the makeup guys would be like, here, fold the mask up here, take one of these home with you. Don't tell me anybody got it. When the movie comes out, you can show people, but don't do it until then.
How many hours did you have to sit to get that stuff on?
I would show up at 2 a.m. and that would take about 2 guys 4 hours every morning. And then it got, you get faster every time you do it too. So then we get it down to like one guy in 3 hours by the end of it. So and we did it during winter time too. So I was really comfortable wearing that thing. It wasn't like hot or anything. Fantastic.
Nice. Was
there more stories about Walking Dead? They do that during the middle of July in Atlanta. And if you've ever been to Georgia, it's like the devil's anus at that.
Yeah. They're like, I need a makeup touch-up. Why? Because it all melted off. It's all gone. It's not there anymore. Well, so if people want to find you, so there's your podcast.
Right. Trick Talking Meat on Spotify, iTunes, Cloud One, whatever. YouTube's got a video show up if you want to watch it on video. Instagram, Brother John. Facebook, Brother John. Everybody just calls me Brother John. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I have an older brother and a little sister, so everywhere you went, hey, this is my Brother John, sticks.
Just stuck with it. And then from cons, you're going to keep doing cons and going around. Do you have any planned right now for the future that people can look for you?
St. Tammany Con in St. Tammany, Louisiana, in November. We've got Horror Con, I can't remember their name, in October. We got Brickonomicon next weekend in Knoxville. We've got Joe Fest every year in Augusta, Georgia. So yeah, we got them stacked up.
So you're bouncing around, going to be at all of them.
Yeah, in between episodes of the podcast and just trying to get a movie here and there. Yeah, we're like a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. And we're losing.
So yeah, go look up, go find John, look him up on Facebook, go find the Trick Talking Podcast, Trick Talking Meat Podcast. Yeah, he's got the shirt. Are the shirts for sale? Can we get the shirts?
The merch site is coming along. So yeah, people have been asking for us to do T-shirts. So yeah, there will be Gatlinburg shirts very soon.
Yeah.
Listen to the show, you'll know why. Gatlinburg seems to be the funniest episode we did, or Hulk Hogan beer. Or, yeah, just flavor the way, whatever kind of floats into the bar when we're sitting here recording. So
So go find John, look him up. Interesting guy, tall guy. Come see him at cons. Look up to him, get a picture, and come. He's got some interesting stories.
Say hello. Peace and long life.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, that's fun.
Thanks for listening to the Creators Guild podcast. Don't forget to get your copy of A Flight from Shadows, available on Amazon. While you're there, please rate it and give it a review. If you like the Creators Guild, please like and subscribe, and make sure to share it with your friends. Until next time, go in good spirits.